Good evening and welcome to the live show, everybody. I hope everybody had a great weekend. I know it flies by fast, and now it's time to get ready for the market. So let's see what's going to be happening. It looks like it's going to be good. I saw Laptop Travel posted the after hours or the market running in the right now, and it did look like it was moving pretty well, and it does look like it's going to be moving well. So let's go ahead. We got a ton of them to look at. And even if we don't get through them all, maybe we'll just skip the big cap ones. We'll hit the Mag 7 and hit the big caps in the morning because we know that they'll be doing something in the morning. And I have extra time because we're going to have a great snow day tomorrow over here on the East Coast. I can't wait. That's going to be exciting. They already canceled all the schools in like the Philly, New Jersey, and this whole entire area. So we're good to go, and I can stay on a little longer tomorrow. And then I'll just be trading and taking Dougie out, going sledding and having a good time. So here we go. Let's get cruising, everybody. All information presented here is for educational and informational purposes only. It's not intended as financial advice, so always do your due diligence. And let's get rocking and rolling. I added a couple because so many people were adding some and sending them in, which was awesome. I greatly appreciate it. And we filled up an entire sheet. This might be the most we've ever had. So we'll see how far we get. I'll get cruising through them and we'll just rock and roll and see what's going on and what's looking good. Let's start with PGHL because that one was setting up, and there were a few of them that I didn't add to the list, and some people sent them in and said, hey, this one, and I agree, they should be on there because this one's setting up to be really good. We were looking at it last week, get set back up right here, and PGHL just sitting on that 20 right there. It went 150 to 153. It came down to 142 and it closed at 146. Still sitting on that 20 and does not look bad, more flat than anything. And that 20 should curl it up and start moving. And this one did have that huge dip or that huge run up, I'll say. It wasn't necessarily a dip, it just ran up like crazy on that one day on November 26th. So that's PGHL, and we are going to keep an eye on it because I think it is going to be setting up and looking decent there. So let's take a look at XTIA because this one's been setting up for some time now, and it was in the perfect spot. It pulled back a little bit on Friday, but I'll tell you what, I was looking at this thing and it looks like it just wants to go. It is literally, I've never seen something stair-step the way this is on an MACD. Check out this chart. It's pretty wild right there. And yeah, if you get a really close look at it, it literally looks like steps going up. It's pretty wild. And it did come in under the 20 right there. But yeah, it's just pulling back right there. I don't think it looks bad. It had that crazy look, and I think something crazy is going to go on here. So that's XTIA, and it's an aerospace and defense, and we've been watching them. A lot of them have been setting up, so I'll be watching this one in the morning. I'm curious as to what it's going to do when it opens up there, because it is looking pretty weird and it looks pretty decent. It's been setting up for a while and hasn't really run. LICN. Now, here's one that's really setting up too. We were looking at this last week. It did curl through LICN, and this bad boy, that Lich in China, it was 18 to 20. It closed at 19, but it does look pretty good. It has the 20 right there at 32, so that's its first resistance, but it is setting up to be pretty nice right there. So I would take a look at it, and its bottom was way back here at like 17 cents on the 20th. So it does have some room to move up there, and it did look like it bottomed out. So keep an eye on this one, LICN, because that's setting up. And BHAT, this one was starting to run up last week, and then it pulled back, and I think it might set up and run again, BHAT. So let's look at that, BHAT. And it did run up on what, the 31st on New Year's Eve, and then it just traded right between that channel. But it looks good. I think it's going to try to get back up to that 17-cent area, and it's at 14 cent, maybe yeah, like 0.147. So it's in the high 14s, and it should run to the 17-cent area and try to bust through that. I think that 20 is going to curl up on it. So that's BHAT. So keep an eye on that. And NIVF, let's look at this one. We were looking at it last week. It was trying to run up. It is in a good spot right here, NIVF. It is trying to trade right between that channel right there. Touched down here at like 38, where it was low, 38. and it's going to get up to that 53. It might trade in that channel a little bit this week. Remember, Thursday is off in remembrance for Jimmy Carter in honor of his death. So Thursday, the market will be closed. It's kind of an odd one that they just threw in there, but it will be a national holiday considered. So the market will be closed there Thursday. So we got to keep that in mind. But yeah, NIBF should run in that channel this week and not look bad. So we'll keep an eye on that. And ADTX is one that we've been watching, and it started to move up and it's curling up. And another one that should definitely be on the list because that's one we've been watching and it wants to get cruising. So keep an eye on it. It's trying to get moving there. Like I said, 20 to 23, it's at 20 right now. So keep an eye on that ADTX because that one is trying to set up. It's trying to curl out of the basement. And like I said, this one reminds me of that ALLR, which we're going to look at. I know that's on the list somewheres. But this one reminds me of that, how it was in the basement for a long, long time and then got popping. OPTT, that Ocean Power Technologies, this thing was running up last week. Let's see if it's going to stay up in the top here. It kind of looked like it wanted to on Friday, and it does. I would say the market conditions should be decent for it. I would assume that OPTT is going to continue to run up there. So watch that in the morning. And let me see what this is. TWOH. That's an OTC. That's why I didn't see it earlier. Somebody was asking about Two Hands Corp, and I actually didn't see it because I just looked on the FinViz, but it is on here, and it's at like 0.0008. It did jump up pretty significantly the last few trading days, and it might be getting topped out there. I'd be careful with that one. And again, I'm not a big OTC person. I keep forgetting to even look to see. I'll have to, let me see. Let me write this down. TWOH OTC charts. All right, let me do that. Let me look and see if I can find OTCs, another chart that has the OTCs that I can take a quick look at. And then when people send some over here and there, we can at least take a look. Because like I said, I only have the one look and it doesn't really do me. I mean, I can see it, but I can't see the entire thing. And I like to confirm that the setup is there, so I'll take a look and see if I can find something better with the OTCs in addition to the trend spider chart. So here we go. Let's take a look at our list now and get cruising through that NITO. Now this one went crazy on Friday and ran, I think it was like almost a 700%er maybe for us. So I know we were way down here in like 17-cent land and it went up to 348. So this bad boy ran 149 to 348. It closed at 223 and it's a hard one to tell if it's going to run. It almost has that look like you'll get it on the Webull early in the morning. You could get some pop up, but you'll have to look at it. It jumped up the last 2 days pretty big, and it's up at the top there. And like I said, if any pop up, it's going to be early in the morning, I think. Maybe I'm wrong, but definitely look at it to see if it does want to run early in the morning. How about this SFHG? We were looking at this Samfine creation, and this had that big curl up look and is looking fine actually. So the Samfine is looking fine here. It started to move the other day, 146 to 208. It closed at 188. And we were looking at it the other day, and its bottom was probably right around here at like 75-cent area. So yeah, I don't know when, I don't remember exactly which day we were looking at it, but someone posted it and said it was well over 100% from where we were looking at it. So I guess we were looking at it at the bottom there, and bam, somebody smacked it out of the park, SFHG, and it doesn't look bad. It looks like it wants to cross through and continue up tomorrow. So keep an eye on that. If it crosses through, it's going to run, and that 20's up there at like 5 something, so that thing could get cruising right there. Let me see. Yeah, it definitely has some room. So keep an eye on that SFHG right there. It could keep that momentum crossing through. OKLO, let's take that. Let's take a look at this bad boy. Let's see. Laptop Travel got a. Let me see that chart real quick because Laptop Travel just looked. That isn't too bad. All right, I'll definitely look at that on the Webull because I have the account. Thank you, Laptop Travel. Appreciate that. And I'll take a look at the OTCers on there, and maybe I can get a better look between the two. I have to log in and check it out. I'll definitely do that. OKLO, this one was running up on Friday. We were looking at it on Thursday, and it is a nuclear one, and it busted up like 2189 to 2744, and it closed at 2740. It closed way up there. And it looks like it wants to run to that 29, like in the high 29 area there. And like I said, it's at 2740. So keep an eye on this because it does look like it wants to continue to run up, get up into that top area. And we've seen these nuclear and these other ones, these quantum ones, and Laptop Travel agrees. So keep an eye on it for the momentum there because it does look like it wants to get to the top, and they've been running in the top. So this has that potential, and it does look like it wants to do it. So we'll keep an eye on that one in the morning. And how about WTO? We were just looking at it the other day, and it caught our eye. And it did run up 5 cents the other day on Friday, looking decent there, 35 to 47. It closed at 43 and looking pretty decent right there for that small cap China one. And that's WTO. And then we looked at EJH, and this one was down 2 cents. It was running around. It ran up on Thursday. I remember that. And let's just take a look and see how it's getting set up there. Yeah, it looks pretty decent. 86 to 92, closed at 92. I was going to say, this doesn't look too bad. So it definitely looks pretty decent. EJH and WTO. Keep an eye on them bad boys because they look like they're setting up and trying to keep moving there. And APLD, this one was moving. It was up $1.31, and this one wants to get cruising, guys. We were looking at it the other day, and it is moving there. So 789 to 920, closed at 913, and it's just about to cruise up and get to the line. It didn't even cross or hit the line yet, and it moved up over $1. Generally, when they do that, they want to cross through with that kind of momentum. So keep an eye on that APLD, and that's Applied Digital Corporation. And it is looking decent right there to keep running, so keep an eye on that. And HAO, this is another one of them small cap China ones we've been keeping an eye on, and it's getting to be right in the right spot, guys. So keep an eye on this bad boy. I know it's been setting up. We've been watching it, and I think you're going to have a mover probably this week, if not tomorrow. So keep an eye on that HAO. It's looking really good right there. And RIME. Let's look at that rhyme because that was moving up for us and looking good in the right spot and still looking good. Let's see if it will rhyme a little higher. It looks like it is now. Look for that. This one could get moving, guys. So another one, keep your eye on RIME. That looks like it wants to get cruising there and keep that momentum. Looking nice to me. PLUG, good old plug, was looking good last week. It was up 30 cents. We went over it on Thursday. I don't remember if someone sent it in or if we saw it on the scanner. I don't really remember. It don't matter, but it went up 235 to 266, and that's where it closed. And it has some momentum. It was looking good, and it didn't even cross up. So just make sure it's going to hit this line. It should have some nice momentum right there, and it should continue up. And tomorrow should be a good day right there. So plug looks like it's going to continue that momentum. And SYRS, this thing is setting up as well. I was taking a look at this thing on Friday. SYRS, they do have options for it, and they are super, super cheap. I think the closest one you might be able to get is like 50 cents. So it does kind of have to double, but you're probably going to get it there because it's curling up and looking really good. And the 50's up at 90 cents. So it could do more than double. And that's SYRS. Remember, this is that one where they had that insider buy-in, and we literally ran it up to that 3-something, 338 area. And then it came crashing down here. And it's been running down here in like the 30s and 20s. And now it's curling up and looking good. SYRS. So keep an eye on it because I like it right there. Last time we liked it, it got cruising for us, so I would watch that bad boy. Like I said, you can get cheap, cheap options on it. I was looking at them the other day, so that might be one for buy one. It's I forget, I'll look at it tomorrow and see. Laptop Travel can probably tell us, but they were super, super cheap. I mean, they were like almost nothing. So Yeah, you can check that out. And like I said, I know the closest one was like 50 cents, but you might hit that from 25 with no problem. So that is at SYRS and LNKS. Let's look at that one because that one's starting to curl up. Again, doesn't have much data, is a fairly new one. And the only thing I could look at and tell is that it was starting to bottom out and curl up. That bottom was on New Year's Eve at 124, and it does look pretty good right there. My mic keeps cutting in and out. Hold on, let me fix this right here. Thank you, laptop travel. How's that? Hold on. That should be better right there. You know why? I think the phone thing fell down. Let me know if that is better, laptop travel and everybody. Cool. Well, yeah, that might be better right there. The mic stand, I think, dropped down a little bit, and I wasn't really paying attention, but now it should be pretty good here. So let me know if the mic is better right there. And LNKS, let me see this one. Like I said, this one is that one that's fairly new and it's better. Yeah, I'm sorry, the mic stand thing fell down. I didn't even notice. And I was talking to the top of the phone instead of the bottom of it. So that's what happened. Thank you, laptop travel, because I didn't even notice. But yeah, LNKS. Curling up, the only thing we knew that it was new and it was starting to curl up. Like I said, it don't even have an MACD. Barely has an RSI, but it looks pretty good to try to curl up, and it started to on Friday there. 150 to 183 and closed at 176 there. So looking pretty good, I would say. So I would watch that one to try to continue to move up there with some momentum. And LGHL, let's look at that one, that lion right here. This one was setting up Thursday, was running, pulled back. I was surprised that it came out of the top right there. It ran up in the top on Thursday, and then it just pulled back a little bit. What did it do? It went 19 to 33 on Thursday, and it closed at 23. And then 21 to 25, it closed at 21 on Friday. Had a little pullback look, but I'm not so sure that it's going to pull back right there. So I have to look at it. It's still cutting out for you, RD. Um, Hold on. Let me know if anybody else is cutting out because I'll move this thing. I don't think that it dropped any more there. It should be. Hold on. You know, I was messing around with everything this weekend and I moved all the stuff and I had it all out of whack and I was trying to set it back up before. Let me see if that's better. I'm just adjusting. Hold on 1 second. Let me just adjust this thing. Give me 1 second here and readjust this thing. Give me 2 seconds. Here we go. That should be better. All right, let me see if that's better. I fixed the mic stand thing so it would be more straight, I think. Let me know if that's better right there, guys. So sorry. Like I said, I was messing around with everything this weekend, trying to make things better, and I guess I messed it all up. But there you go. Hopefully that's better, and I'll definitely make it better after the show. So let me know if it's cutting out, but it should be a little bit better right there. And LGHL, let's look at it. The Lion was running up there Thursday, and now it's just kind of pulled back. But I have a feeling it's going to try to bounce right back better. Laptop travel, everybody cool, and the Lion looks good to bounce right back off of this 20 cent area. It's at 21, and so I think the Lion's going to get ripping again. So we'll keep an eye on that, but it doesn't look bad. That 20's coming up to the 50, and I think we're looking pretty solid right there for the Lion to get running some more. And let's look at the Jaguar here, JagX. Let's see, JagX right here, JAGX, and that one's looking good curling up. We were looking at this the other day, and it started to curl up. That 20 and 50 are meeting up just like the Lion is, and JagX wants to run. It went 110 to 118. It's at 111 and looks solid tomorrow, so keep your eye on the Jaguar as well. And we might as well look at the Cheetah, CTNT, and see what the Cheetah wants to do here, CTNT. Cheetah Net Supply Chain Service. This was up 6 cents, and this is just kind of pulling back. Let me look at this a little bit better here. CTNT. This one might get set up. The 20's kind of over it, and the 50's under it. And there's a little 280 to 326 little gap, like little space there, channel where it can trade. It went 303 to 315. It's at 307. So I'll keep an eye on the cheetah and see if that wants to get moving. And we put RCAT in here, RCAT. That's a red cat holdings. And this thing looks like it wants to curl back up off the MACD and get moving. So let me see, RCAT. And let's take a look at it right here. It was up $1.27, and yeah, it does look like it wants to get cruising. 12.29 to 13.98, and it closed at 13.18. Like I said, it looks like it wants to roll off that MACD. Has some resistance at that 14.40 area, but again, you're at 13.18, so has some room to run up there too. So that's our cat looking good, and the only big cat that wasn't looking perfect was the cheetah, CTNT. The other three are looking good. So there you go with our big cats that we like to look at. And let's look at SAVA, SAVA. Let's see what that's up to, because that one's at a discounted price right here. SAVA. Cassava Sciences. And yeah, it's getting moving, guys. It's starting to get in a good spot, trying to get out of that basement. And again, this thing, I told you, this thing's run big. And it's at 289, and the 50 now is at like 13 something. So you want to keep an eye on SAVA tomorrow, because that thing is getting set up and it wants to run. And like I said, that can be more of a not a long termer, but it could get moving again. It was up in the 30s, and it had run up over $100 at one point, and you're looking at a 289. I know they had a bad I don't remember what they even do, but something wasn't right with their one of their phase 3 trials or something crazy, and not crazy, but it just didn't go perfectly, and it dipped down pretty hard right there on November 25th, and now it's trying to get set back up here, SAVA, SAVA. So keep an eye on that one, because it is looking really, really good. And PALI, Cali, this one was starting to look good. We liked it the other day. It was up a little bit on Thursday. We were looking at it, and it did run 186 to 195. It closed at that 195, and it looks like it wants to get up to that 230 area and be our pally. So that's PALI, and that one's looking pretty decent to keep running up there. And Nature's Miracle, NMHI, this one was getting set up, but then it pulled back there. I was actually surprised to see this one pull back on Friday, because it was getting set up pretty nice right there. It was right in the right spot Thursday on that 20, and it's still not in a bad spot. It just kind of pulled back there. So we'll look at it tomorrow, and again, it could just get popping right back up. But yeah, Thursday it was perfect right there. It was 223 to 234, and it closed at that 232 area and looked good. And then on Friday it went 224. It pulled back and went down to 199 and closed at 201. So we'll take a look at Nature's Miracle in the morning and see if that one wants to bounce right back up. It's very possible it can. And GNS, that Genius Group, this thing's getting set up, guys. It's looking good, and this thing wants to get popping real soon. So keep your eye on GNS, because it is looking good right there. So that should get running. And BNGO, we were looking at this last week, and it was looking pretty decent. It had run up, and then Thursday we were looking at it to try to run back up. Let's see what it did there. 26 to 39. Yeah, the 20 and 50 are trying to meet again, and it closed at what, 32, and its high was 39. It's looking pretty good to try to continue to get up. Has to get over that 35 area, and again, it closed at 32. So it should get up over there and continue to get moving. And like I said, the 20 and 50 are trying to move. This thing should get up in the top and try to run. And that is BNGO. And how about that Uber? I told you this thing was looking good, and it started to run up there. Good old Uber is driving on up, and went 63.58 to 65.22. It closed at 64.80, and its resistance is in like the 68 area, so it has plenty of room room to run up there, and that is Uber, good old Uber. And that was right on our call right there because we said it was about to run, and it did. It started driving right up for us. And GRRR, that Gorilla Technology Group, this thing's been running like crazy. I'm not exactly sure if this thing's going to stay in the top anymore. And this is one of them ones where I've already taken my profits when it got up here in this 25 range because it did. It ran up to like what 25 a couple times, and I can't break it. It almost tried to the other day, but I'm not so sure. I think GRR, the G with three R's, GRRR may come back there. So that might pull back a hair. And let me see, what is Uber doing right there? Whoa, Uber's up another $1.42 in the overnight right there. Thank you, Laptop Travel. And yeah, Uber was dry. I mean, that chart, so when the charts look that good, you know they're going up. I mean, you know when I tell you something's moving like that and you just know it. You just know it's going. Look at NVIDIA. Um, We'll go through it, but you know that one was moving. Let's look at our quantum and our computer hardware guys real quick. Our GTI, because these things look like they're setting back up or at least trying to do something, and they're still in the top. So let's just see what they're trying to do. Maybe they're trying to pull back. I'm not sure, but let's look at them. Our GTI, it was running around there on Friday. And let me take a look because they're still way up there. And I don't know. I think they kind of have to pull back before they can run up. I'd be cautious on this RGTI at this moment. We'll look at it in the morning. QUBT, some of them, I think one or two was trying to run up. QUBT just pulled back and it's crossing back down. So I'd be careful with this bad boy as well. And we will see. RGTI, the options from the fall went up over 1,600%. Yeah, when they're up like that, and I know Laptop Travel smashed them out of the park, that RGTI, yeah, they were up over 1,600%. That's you got to lock in those profits. And like I said, they could be topped out, pulling back. They're making great bases up here. And like QUBT, for example, it's 20s below and it's at like in the 14 area, and this is in the 17. So it could pull back here. It looks like it wants to, but I'm not saying it's going to just get crushed. It just looks like it needs to pull back to set back up. So we'll hit the ones that are trying to get cruising right now because these ones already did some massive run in there. QBTS, that quantum wave, D wave quantum. This one I think is going to be pulling back. It did try to run up the other day. I remember it was up early in the morning, but then it pulled back. What exactly did it do? QBTS. It went 958 to 1015, and then its low is 883, and it closed at 910. So I think these ones might be topped out up here and might need to come back down to try to reset up here. So let's just take a quick look at these bad boys. QMCO. And this one looks like it might be pulling back there, and QTUM is the ETF, and somehow this thing was up $1 and trying to curl up, but I'm not so sure it's going to get through right there. Let me see, QTUM, and it doesn't look bad, but I'm not so sure it's ready to get cruising. So it has to cross back up on the MACD. It could have just jumped up there on Friday, and then that could be kind of topped and kind of pulled back. So we'll take a look at some of these in the morning real quick just to get an idea if they're trying to really pull back there. IONQ did run up though. I mean, this one is making a hard curl up. So again, we'll take a look at them and see if that's what they want to do, if they're actually pulling back, because they do have that pullback look, and IONQ is trying to run up there. So we'll take a better look at them. Just wanted to give you a heads up real quick and see what they were up to. And let's see, AMD's up $2 in the overnight as well, Luis Rodriguez said. So yeah, it looks like things are cruising in the overnight. And yeah, we're gonna be hitting some poppers. Again, what did I tell you? I liked NVIDIA and AMD before. They were the two that were set. I mean, a ton of them are. Tesla is. I actually got some MicroStrategy options. That was looking real good there. And they're not cheap, I'm not going to lie, but they can probably move pretty good. I could see that thing. We'll see what it does. That's why I bought them. And so, yeah, we'll take a look and see. And here, let's look at the overnights and see what they're doing right there. Um, what's in the lead there? MP, Boyle's way up, TLN. So yeah, we'll take a look at some of them. And you got a bunch of them way up. I'll repost that real quick. There you go. You guys can take a quick look at that. Thank you, Laptop Travel. And here we go. We'll keep on cruising here and see what else we have going on. Let's look at Sezzle, SEZL. Like I said, I wish this thing had options. It was up over $5 the other day. And it's ready to rock and roll, guys. So it's going to hit that resistance at 293. It's a 278. And you got like another like at least $15 to go. And it should go right through it. So that's Sezzle. SEZL, but they do not have options for whatever reason, and it's at 278. So it's a pricey stock right there, but it is a good one. It's going to run. SEDG, that Solar Edge Technologies, this one's trying to get set up and roll off the MACD and run some more SEDG. So keep an eye on this at 20 and that 50 are meeting up, and it is looking pretty good. So keep your eye on that because that's going up as well and or setting up and trying to go up as well. It's curling up right there. That 20 and 50 are meeting. And SEDG does look good. We were looking at it the other day. It was bouncing off that line there. So yeah, the market's looking pretty sweet right here. CNSP, this is one we had watched for a while, CNS Pharmaceuticals, and it's trying to curl up in that 20s, meeting up with the 50. A lot of them are right now. This ran 12 to 16. It's at 15 and should keep some momentum tomorrow morning. How high is it going to run? It could get cruising. Let's see. Let me it could get like over that 15, 17, 18 cent. We'll have to see what it does right there. But yeah, this thing could get moving right here. It is at what, 15 right now in the after hours. So yeah, or 16 was its high. Yeah, this thing could get moving, guys. Keep an eye on the CNSP. And that's one we were looking at before. That thing looks pretty set up right there to get moving. CPHI, I know we were looking at this last week. CPHI, what'd it do? It went down a little bit, and this thing's just kind of setting up right there. CPHI, so let's take a look at it. CPHI. Yeah, this thing's setting up as well and curling up. So take a look at it. It's just kind of basing out around that 24 cent area and trying to get cruising there. So take a look at that as it sets up. And WATT, remember these industrial or what instrumental things, what are they, scientific and technical instrument company ones. We're starting to move. This watt had run way up there. We went through a few that were set up, but WATT looks like it's pulling back at this point. Does look like it's coming down now, so nothing I would mess with. But there was a few in that sector that were looking really good. And XPON, let's see what that's up to. That one is trying to curl back up there. It ran the other day. What did it run on Thursday, was it? Yeah, I think so. Yeah, on Thursday it ran January 2nd, 260 to 450. And let's see, it's back down on that 20 right there, 219. It went 211 to 224. It's at 219. Not looking bad. It looks like it wants to try to run back up. Is it going to get as high as it did? I don't know. It might get to that 270 area and then trading that channel right there. And that's XPON. So that could curl up. Here's that ALLR. And that's Alarity Therapeutics, and this one was just kind of pulling back there. So let me see what it's doing here. It was looking decent the other day. I remember it ran up on New Year's Eve. It went 112 to 174. And on Friday, what did it do right here? It went 110 to 114 down to 99. It closed at 105. And it's just sitting like right there on that 20. I'd have to look at this in the morning to see what it wants to do. It could go either way there, ALLR. So let me put a line over there. What's that? GOSS. Whoop, let me write in the right thing. GOSS. Gossamer Bio. This thing's cruising up. Look for this as a momentum play in the morning, guys. GOSS. It just looked like it got into the top. And you know when they get up there and it looks like it wants to keep running, it looks like it can run a little bit more. What it do? It ran 99 to 102, and that's where it closed. I mean, nothing crazy, but it could pop up in the morning. It's one to keep an eye on in the morning for some momentum because it's getting into the top right there, and they do like to run up there. So keep an eye on GOSS and Buru, BURU. We were looking at this the other day. It ran up, just kind of making a base as it pulls back right there. Let's see what it's up to. Yeah, just kind of making a base. That 20 and 50 are meeting up, but it's way below it, so it's not really bouncing it off. And so that's going to come back. I have to look at this in the morning just to see what it wants to do, BURU, and we'll get a better idea of that one. Let's look at SVMH. SVMH, here we go. This one was running the other day too. I remember a couple times last week, and it ran into the top. I was surprised it didn't run a little bit more up there, but it might. This is another one stair stepping up. There's another one stair stepping up like this. Was it that SYRS? I forget which one it was, but there is another one that has a crazy look like this, and I don't think we looked at this one already because I was wondering. I'm like, is this the one that we already looked at? But I don't see it where it was, so. I don't think so. And yeah, this has that crazy look, and it did run up into the top right there. I remember it got way up there the other day at 4 to 8 cents. It like doubled. I remember that. And it's just kind of meeting up. I'd have to look at it in the morning. It did pull out that top right there, but it could stay set up. It could go either way, to be honest. So we'll look at it, see if it's trying to base out the like right around here what that 4 cents seems to be like it's low where it wants to go, and we'll take a look and see if that's where it's going to stay at or if it's going to drop a little lower. So I'll have to look at SVMH and get a better look at it. EYEN, this one ran up for us last week and we had our eye on it. It just kind of pulled back to that 20 right there, and let's see what it's doing. It's touching that 20. Another one I'd have to look at. Could stay in that channel right there, but it did run perfectly on New Year's Eve for us. So I'll take a look at EYEN. That's Inovia, and we did like that the other day. And how about CDT? I don't think we looked at this one yet. And this one is, I know it bottomed out down here at that 5 cent area. It's at 7 cents right now. It's hitting that 20. Let me see, CDT. And it is right between that, in that channel right there. So 7 to 8. Let's see what it's gonna do here. It does look like it wants to stay in that channel and get up to that 9 cent area. Nothing too crazy, but I'll have to look at this one in the morning as well, CDT, and see what that's doing. And WINT right here, good old wind. What's that? Wind tree. We were looking at this. It was trying to get set up. It was running up on Thursday, and I think this is trying to get set up. This one might be a good one for this week. WINT. So I'll take a look at it and see. Like I said the other day, Thursday, it ran up. It was perfect, 35 to 40. It was right there, and it pulled back a little bit on Friday, 32 to 36. It closed at 31, so it closed a penny lower. We'll see. It should try to roll off and bounce right there. That's what it looks like to me. So I'll take a look at it, but it should be getting set up, I think. So I'll look at WINT right there. And good old TPST, let's see what that's up to. TPST, Tempest Therapeutics. This thing's looking really good, guys. TPST. So keep your eye on this. We were looking at it before, and it did run 86 to 99. It's at 96 and looks really good. So watch that for some momentum right there. TPST. And how about TRNR? I posted about this one at the end of the day the other day, and it was looking really good. TRNR, that interactive strength. We were looking at it. Laptop Travel likes it. It was curling up. I'm telling you, it started to look really good. It just jumped out at me. Its low is 273 right there on the 27th and the 30th. And Friday, let me tell you what it did, TRNR, because it was looking good. 284 to 321, and that's where it closed. And I'm telling you, this thing has some room. That 50's all the way at $5, and it had run up a few times way up there, maybe to $5 or $6, I remember. And now it looks like it's really ready to get cruising. So keep an eye on interactive strength. It might have some interactive strength coming up right now. So that's TRNR, and it looks pretty set up right there. And how about good old ELAB? This one was just kind of flat the other day, but it looks like it might have ran up in the after hours. Let me look at this. 242 to 259, closed at 245. And it does look pretty good. It's just flat right on that 20 line, so it's not looking bad at all. And keep an eye on ELAB. We'll see how that one wants to run. It's out of the basement and it was just flat, so it should try to run up there. I don't see why it wouldn't. PALT, Pal Talk. And this one is trying to get set up right here. That 20 and 50, we're trying to meet up. Let me see what it was doing in the after hours. I think it did it run up. It did. 208, it don't even show you. 230, oh, it says it there, but don't show it. It does say it there. 208 to 254, it's closed at 230 there, and it is looking pretty solid to try to run up some more. So that's PALT. So watch that one to try to keep some momentum tomorrow. And so many of them are looking great. It's crazy. ZBAO. Let's look at that one. ZBAO. Oh, here we go. This is a China one. I'm not even going to try to say it, but I'll tell you what, you might want to take a look at it because it's looking really good. ZBAO, and it did just, it's about to crawl through, and it probably bottomed out on Friday at 147, and its low on Friday was 150. It's at 165. And if this thing crawls through, it's going to run like wildfire. So keep your eye on ZBAO because I'm going to be looking at that bad boy. It looks pretty nice right there. And TSPC, let's see what that's doing. Oh, is that what it is? Oh, ISPC. I'm sorry, it's ISPC. Um, I was like, I never heard of that one, but that's why I've heard of this one. iSpecimen, ISPC, and this is about to crawl through and get moving, guys. So keep an eye on this one. It looks really good right there, 270 to 294, and it's at 290. So ISPC is looking pretty good right there. And how about Holo? This thing ran like a maniac, right? I mean, we'll probably put this one to rest. We've hit it every single time for probably 6 months perfectly. I mean, you couldn't have played anything more perfect. And then we just ended it with like a 500% or so. That's the way to send it off on its merry way right there. I mean, we'll see if it wants to pop back up as it's pulling back here. That 20 and 50 are going to meet up. And it may never come back down into that 130. Maybe it stays up here at 247. If it wants to pop back up, I'll let you know. But it's at in the $4 range right now. And like I said, I think it might have to pull back there. And again, we just ran this thing all the way up to like 925, and we were super. I mean, we caught it right before it ran at like 123. So we look at it nonstop. And I was saying, well, run it up this last time, and that was a heck of a run. So there you go at Holo. And let me take a look at hold on, QNNC, hold on, I messed that one up. QNCCF, that's what it is, quantum emotion. And I remember someone said they had like some crazy news or somebody said something wrong. Um, it just looks like that January 2nd, it topped out at that 172, and it's just pulling back. It ran 125 or 122 it opened to, got up to 136, but came down to 70, and it's at $1. It does look like it kind of wants to pull back there, QNCCF. So I'll look at it again and again. I'll check out the Webull and see what their chart looks like for the OTCers, and I'll take a look at that one and that TWOH. And let's look at GOVX and see what GeoVax Labs is up to. It's actually looking really, really good right here, I would say. Is there something like monkeypox happening or something? I know this one ran last time for monkeypox, but it could run for anything, I'm sure. But it looks pretty set up, ready to cruise. So keep your eye on GOVX. I don't know what's going on there. I just scrolled down and looked and I didn't see anything. So I'm not sure, but it does look really good. So I would keep an eye on that GOVX. And how about VVOS? This one ran recently. it's just kind of pulling back there. I was gonna say, I know it ran up there not long ago. It could be trying to curl back up here. So maybe Friday was its bottom for VVOS. I'll look at it and let you guys know and see. That's that medical device one, and it had run up there for us. So I'll take a better look at that and just see if it wants to run back up there. And how about VCIG, another one we had looked at for a little while there, for probably a long while, and caught a couple poppers off of this. And it does look like it's trying to get set back up in a good spot right there. Let me take a better look at it here. VCIG looking good, 172 to 194. It's at 185, and it's crossing that 20 and looking better. The 50's up there, 237, so it could get moving right there. So yeah, I think that's about to get set up, VCIG. And here's one that a lot of people were asking about. KUKE. Let's look at it. KUKE Kook Music Holding. That's a China one. And this thing is getting into the top, and I can see why people are asking about it because it looks like it's going to be a super momentum play tomorrow morning. 46 to 79. It closed at 79 with crazy momentum. Got into the top. I can see why people like it. These momentum plays have been pretty wild lately, guys. So keep an eye on this thing. Yeah, KUKE in the morning because that one could be a wild one. So I would take a look at it. It's a shame that there's a weekend, but it may not mess it up being that the market looks pretty solid. So that one could continue to run with no problem. How about that COEP? Recently split and then just started to run. It got towards the top there. I have to take a better look at this. And it does. The 20 and 50 are trying to meet up again, and it is looking pretty good up there. So we'll have to take a better look at COEP in the morning there. And GOVX and other vaccine biotechs warning coming out of Hong Kong. Oh, yeah. There was just some warning about some virus in Hong Kong or in China. And I was just saying to myself, wow, that's amazing. Trump's going to take office in a couple weeks, and all of a sudden we have another outbreak. What a surprise! I mean, it's so crazy, is it not? I mean, it's wild how things work around here. And but yeah, I did see that, and they were saying that the hospitals or something are starting to get overcrowded again. So thank you, Laptop Travel. I totally forgot about that. And so that we should keep an eye on, and probably why GOVX, because um, they do have all kinds of vaccines and stuff. So yeah, who the heck knows what's going on there. So yeah, good looking on that one. So keep an eye on that GOVX for sure there. And the COEP, like I said, it on the FinViz, it looks like it's going to pull back there. On mine, it looks much better. I'd have to look at it tomorrow, the COEP, to get a better idea. It could bounce back up, but it could pull back a little bit to try to set back up. So I will definitely take a look at that COEP and let you guys know. And you guys can remind me in the morning, and I'll take a look at it because we'll be on at 7 a.m. and we'll have some extra time there. So because of the snow day, so that'll be nice. And so yeah, just hop on, let me know what you want to look at. But yeah, we'll crush through this list, and we'll be on early in the morning to see what's happening. I think it's going to be popping, so you're going to want to be up. I mean, holy cow, this list is completely marked up with momentum and setups. It's crazy. So STAI is a shell company. You can clearly see it up there, and then it pulled back really, really nice. So let me see what's going on. STAI, I think it might. I'm not so sure it's going to bounce right up. If it does, it's making that hard curl. What it do? It was way up here at like 12.19 the other day on the December 30th. As high was 11.20 on December 31st, and then it started dipping down, and right now it's at 2.30. So it is a like I said, shell company, and it just has a weird look. It could pop up, but I'm not 100% sure. It's sitting on that bottom line and has a weird look. That's all I can tell you. Take a look at it in the morning, guys, and see if it wants to move. because if it does, it's going to bounce off that line. You'll know if it wants to, and it'll start to pop up there. So that's STAI, and I can take a look at it tomorrow just to see what it's up to. JFBR is Jeff Brands, and we look at this all the time. He seems to always be running around a lot. This one's, like I say, you can almost trade this stock at any point because it just runs around a lot. 264 to 370 on Friday. I'm telling you, you look at this chart and it just runs around like crazy all the time. So keep an eye on it. It looks like it's in that channel trying to run back up. Good old Jeff's branch, JFBR, not looking bad right there. And ADGM, let's see what that's doing. I don't even know what that's called. ADGM. Um, I don't even know. Ada Geo Medical something. I don't know, but it looks like it's trying to get set up. It was running up there Thursday, 108 to 218, and then on Friday, 109 to 117. It's at 110, and it doesn't look bad right there. Trying to cross up. It's about to hit the line. We'll have to see if it hits the line and pulls back one more time and gets set up again. That's my only concern is where it's at. They just come out of the basement, but it's a hard one to tell. This one looks like it was a shell company too. Says it was healthcare medical. It looks like it probably like merged with somebody or got bought out, something like that, because it has that look up there. But that's ADGM, and I will look at that as well. SBEV, Splash Beverage Group. This one's taking a splash up. SBEV, I saw this on Friday. It was running up 19 to 43, closed at 35, and could very well be a good momentum play in the morning, guys. So keep your eye on that. It is trying to get right up in the top there, and you know that they try to run. There's not much resistance. It has like the 200 up here at what, like 27 cents. So, and it blew through it at 35 in the after hour. So I don't see anything else in its way right there, to be completely honest, on SBEV. So Laptop Travel is going to be looking at it, I can tell, early in the morning. And that's Splash Beverage Group. And it does look pretty decent right there, I have to say. And how about that KITT? This is that Nauticus Robotics. This started to run up again. It's an aerospace and defense one. We take a look at it every once in a while, but it really ran the other day, 172 to 538, and it closed at 472. So that one did run up, and I'm telling you this because I think it may run up some more in the morning. So keep an eye on it. It has some resistance there at like $5 area, and it's at what, 472. But again, it got back up in the top, and they do like the run up there. So aerospace and defense, like I said, that sector is setting up. You got to look at these things and take a look at them, and because certain ones have already blasted off. We went through a bunch of them the other day. We'll do it again this week. We do it all the time. We won't do it tonight because we got a ton, but we'll definitely do it this week and pick them out. And every time we do, there seems to be whenever I say these things are way set up and looks too good, it's be careful. There's some kind of attack going on, so we'll look at them again and see what's going on. So we'll do that probably tomorrow and after they get set up after this weekend, because nothing that crazy happens. So we'll see what happens there. And KITT, like I said, look at it in the morning because it could continue its way up there. And Zena, Zena, this thing is getting set up. I know we looked at it, I think about a week ago, and it was getting set up. Has a little pullback look, but take a look at this thing because it has that look where it's going to start reversing and get cruising there. So it went 766 to 790. It's at 754 right now. So it did close a little down, but the 20's right underneath of it at like 733, where it's low. 737 was its low. And yeah, it's looking pretty good there, Xena. And again, just watch for any dips right there, but it is getting set up. And how about Rumble? RUM, this thing had run way up there, and it looks like it's trying to curl back up and get moving again for RUM. So keep an eye on good old Rumble here, and because it does look like it wants to roll off that MACD. That bottom probably might have been 11.99 again, and now it's at 13.34. So good old RUM does look like it wants to rumble on its way up back up to the top and see what it wants to do. So that is RUM, good old rumble, looking good to try to get back up there, curling back up. And CLRO, clear one. This one's been running up. I think I noticed this the other day. I don't know if we were looking at it before. Wasn't it on a laptop travel list? Kind of remember it, but I know I noticed it the other day just because it was way up there on Friday. It had run third like the last couple trading days, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 109 to 140. And then it's at 125 right there. So it's way up there. You can look at this as a little momentum play in the morning as well. It could be because it's stuck up in the top there. So just keep an eye on it in the morning for a momentum guy. But that's CLRO. And how about good old ARM right there? This one's going to get cruising back up. Remember, they lost the lawsuit to QCOM, Qualcomm, QCOM, and they bottomed out the other day down there at that 123, and now it's already back to 140, and ARM is looking much better right there, so keep an eye on that. It's crossing up, looking decent, and it wants to get cruising, so keep your eye on ARM. And while we're talking about it, we'll just look at QCOM real quick because that one's setting up as well, and that's looking really good. So I think semiconductors, and like I said, they were looking good before, and yeah, QCOM looking good right there. So let's look at what's going on over here. Yeah, I wouldn't want to buy CLRO now, but holy cow, that thing ran like crazy. And I swear it was on one of your list, laptop travel before. So there you go. That was a big old popper. And then, like I said, ARM looking good, QCOM looking good, GCT. Let's see, GigaCloud. This one is running up the other day, was starting to curl up. I remember we were looking at it. GCT, and it is trying to get through that 20 right there. And it's at what, 1930? It was 1923 to 1999, closed at 1930. It's trying to get through right there at that 1976, and it can really get cruising up there. So keep an eye on this in the morning. It looks like it should try to and should. So GCT should continue to try to go up a little bit. LTBR, Lightbridge Corp. This looks like it wants to go up tomorrow. LTBR. I would say this one's looking decent right there. It ran that channel 545 to 685. It closed at 664. And like I said, it looks pretty solid right there. So keep your eye on that bad boy, looking good. Like I said, ARM was looking good. Even GCT could run up a little more. I'll take a quick look at it. And how about that POAI? POAI. Let's see that one. Predictive oncology. This one's wrong. Might be a good momentum play in the morning. I don't think it has anything to do with AI, but it's just running up probably because it has AI in its name. It's called predictive oncology medical instruments, and yeah, they have nothing going on, I don't see, but it did run up there. 96 to 153. It's at 121. It did get right to the top. And again, watch this thing. It could be a good momentum play in the morning for you guys. Has that look like it wants to run up in the top a little bit. How about that GFAI, Guard Force AI? Let's see what that's up to. And there you go. GCT call options. There you go. I bet Luis Rodriguez is looking at them. They could have been a Luis Rodriguez list right here. I was going to mark down a couple people's that they were, and they just kind of they look like some of them that he would have pointed out. So I'll have to go back and look, or he'll let us know. But yeah, that does look like a couple of his. GFI looking good. Another one looks like it's going to run up into the top right there and keep cruising. So 140 to 250 at 230. I'd keep an eye on that in the morning as well for some momentum. So that POAI, and that GFAI, watch that for momentum right there. And CEG. Well, CEG Constellation, and oh, we were looking at this. I'm definitely sure this was Luis Rodriguez because I remember we were looking at these. They were starting to move up there, and this one is right there. Let me get it to pop up here. CEG. There we go. There it is. Um, 247.50 to 255, and it closed at 253. And I know we were looking at it as it was setting up, and we said it was setting up there. So there you go at CEG, and that one should try to continue its way up to get to the top. So looking pretty good right there. And VST, let's see what that's up to. Vistra Corp, and this one's moving 162.36 and was up like $12 VST, and that one should try to continue its way up as well. So a lot of really good ones right here. That VST, that should try to keep that momentum. LEU, Centrus Energy, this one looks good too. Just kind of cruising up, getting over that 50 to 20, curling up on it too. Looking great. LEU. I would watch this. I mean, it could pull back a little bit, but that one's going to be in that channel getting set up right there. Not looking bad at all for LEU right now. And VRAX, let's see what that's up to. VRAX, Viraxel Biolab. This one's curling up as well. Could be with that other GOVX thing. VRAX, but yeah, that one's looking pretty sweet right there. It's looking solid. 228 to 273. It closed at 244, but it is looking pretty good to continue its way up there and has a lot of room. So VRAX not looking bad right there. And CDIO, I think we might have looked at it. If not, cardio diagnostics, it looks like it's on that line trying to curl back up. It's not curled up yet on the MACD. It's trying to though, so I'd take a look at it. Gets back up over this 98 cent area. It's going to be good. It's at 94. So that's CDIO. And yeah, it's not looking bad. BBAI, that big bear AI holdings, that one's curling back up, rolling off the MACD and trying to get cruising again. So BBAI, take a look at 408 to 456. It's at 444, and it does look like it's going to continue to go up there. Good old LAZR. Let's see. LAZR. Let's see what that's up to. Good old Luminar Technologies, and this is getting set up. This is an auto part company. It was up 52 cents. LAZR. And yeah, that one looks really good. Got in the right spot right there. It says 666 is where it closed. It went 621 to 705. Has a lot of room. The 50s up there and like the 950s it looks like. So LAZR looking pretty solid right there. And RPTX. Let's see, RPTX. This is curling up really nice, guys. Repair Therapeutics, RPTX. Keep an eye on that bad boy. Wow, that's about to cross through. I'd say you're going to have a runner right there. RPTX looking really good, I would say. How about Cold and Boyle? You said Boyle was way up to the in the after hours, right? Cold was way up, and like I said, I wasn't convinced that they were totally changing courses right there. So it did say Cold did run on Friday, and Boyle was obviously down. I could believe that Boyle didn't get through that MACD and it's going to cross and just roll off. Laptop Travel saying that's correct right there. So I could see that being the case. And again, it's going to be a little while before Cold gets completely set up. It's run down to the bottom, and I don't even know if that 36.25 is the bottom. It could still come down some more. So we'll keep an eye on it, and that's KOLD and good old Boyle, BOIL, and they are ETFs. How about that BITX? That two-time Bitcoin strategy ETF. This thing's getting curled back up, was looking much better the other day. Let me see what it did in the after hours. It's in that channel, and it does look like it's going to run 55.13 to 58.50, and it's at 57.40 and looks better. So that is BITX, and that is the Bitcoin strategy. We'll go through the crypto and see what it looks like. CPB. Campbell's, this one was just trying to get set up. It was running the other day. It ran up a little bit on Thursday, 41.81 to 42.27. It's at 41.74. Let me take a better look at CPB. Yeah, it just tried to run up there, hit that 20 just about, and it is getting set up. It's crossed through the MACD and just probably going to take a week or so to get set up, and then it'll try to get moving there for Campbell's Company CPB. So we'll keep an eye on that. We were looking at it the other day, and like I said, it did run up a little bit, but it's just pulling back and setting back up. SOBR, this one's one of them scientific and technical instrument ones, and this is getting set up right here, getting to be in the right spot. So keep an eye on SOBR because that's about to get moving relatively soon. You can see that one. And BWEN. BWEN was moving on Friday. Let's see what it was doing, what it wants to do here. What's that setup look like? BWEN, Broadwind, and it does look like it's going to get up to that top area right there. It went 205 to 235. It's at 221. And like I said, it does look like it's going to get into the top. Look for it at 250 at some little bit of resistance there, and it's at 221 in the after hours. So there you go at BWEN. And let's take a look at NOC. NOC is at Northrop Grumman, and this thing was getting set up the other day. It's just kind of it's crossed over and just kind of running flat. That 20's up a little bit on it, 473. This is at 467 NOC, and this one will get set up too. Just give it a day or so, and it does look better on mine. Like I said, it has to get over that 474 area, and it can get cruising right there, and it will NOC. So watch for any dips and then bottom prices for there. And let's keep on cruising here. LMT, good old Lockheed Martin. This thing is getting set up, guys. So keep your eye on it. It's about to bounce. LMT, another aerospace and defense. It's way down there. Lockheed Martin. And just looking good. You can just see it trying to get set up right here, down there. Even if it bounces back into the basement, it's still going to run. I'm surprised this even goes into the basement, to be completely honest with you, but it does. It got in there. It has slightly a few times. That's what I was just kind of scrolling back and looking, and it doesn't like that basement very much. So I'd have to say that it's not getting back in. I'd be amazed if it does. And it looks like it wants to get popping, guys. So keep an eye on that LMOT. Good old Lockheed Martin, ASPN. Let's look at that one. It was like Aspen something, I forget. ASPN, Aspen Aerogels, that's what it was. We were looking at it last week. It was just getting set up and said it was going to get cruising. And it is 218 to 1311. That's where it closed, and it is looking good. Remember, we were saying it was going to get popping there, and it's getting moving. So there you go at ASPN, right on cue, and it should continue up. UCL, that U CloudLink group. Let's see what that's doing. It looks like it's kind of crossing down. Let me take a better look. It does look like it's pulling back. See if it comes down to that 143. It's at 181 right now, and we'll see what it wants to do. NCNA, that's at New Canna PLC ADR, whatever that means. I don't even know what that means, but this thing's getting set back up. It's rolling off that MACD right there, and it's in between that channel, and you're going to have one that gets popping right here. It's going to get up to that 142, and that's where it's going to run off to, or run off of. NCNA, so there you go. Keep an eye on that. And how about BNAI? BNAI Brand Engagement Network, hitting the top, pulling back there. Let's see if it wants to get set up. BNAI. Yeah, I think it does want to get set up, to be honest with you. What it do? $1 to $1.70. Came down to 86. It's at 101. And I do think it wants to get set up. I'll take a look at it, but it appears that it is trying to get set up right there. And that's at BNAI. And let's look at TRIB and see what that's up to. Trinity Biotech. And this thing's curling up nice, huh? Let me see this bad boy. It's getting onto that 20. Looks a little better on the other one, but it still don't look bad. 97 down to 90 at 93. Let me take a look at it. Just make sure it wants to stay getting curled up there. Looks like just a little healthy pullback for TRIB, but it should be okay. I'll take a look at it. ASST, I know we were looking at this a week or so ago. ASST, asset entities, and it was up 4 cents, and it is moving. That bottom was back there at 33.5 cents. It's at about 55, I believe, ASST, and it is at 57 in that channel. Going to get cruising, gets back up over that 63, and it's going to get moving there. So that's ASST, and that was a nice assist because that one was setting up, and we called that one perfectly. So there you go for asset entities. And let's see, BBLG. Let's take a look at that one. BBLG, Bone Biologics. What do these guys do? Medical devices. I can only imagine what this company's up to. Anyway, it looks real good. It looks like it wants to pop. It's in the right spot right there. BBLG. Let me use an L instead of a semicolon. There we go. BBLG. And yeah, 103 to 118. It's at 113 and looking good in that channel. Get it up to 124, 125. It can keep rolling. So looking good there for BBLG to continue to roll up. CETX is one that we had watched before, and it looks like it wants to finally get cruising out of that basement. It's been down there for a while after that split. I know that. It reversed split on November 26th. And it does look like it finally wants to get cruising. So keep an eye on it because it looks like it could pop really nice. It's at 319. It could get into the five. So it even has one of them gray E's. We haven't seen one of them in a while. But yeah, CETX is looking good right there. And we haven't seen that in a while, but now it looks good. How about VEEE? I remember this one in the beginning. Twin V Power Cats. This is like a recreational vehicle company. It did run up. It's trying to set up even better. So I try to watch for it to, oh wow. It looks really good on here. 43 to 79. It's at 65. I don't know if it's going to pull back now. On here, it does say 49 to 63. Just doesn't, it shows it at 49. If it would show it up here, it would be a lot nicer, but it just says it there, so you can't get the visual. But it did run up. Now you're going to watch to see if it can get over that 65, and I would imagine it will try to right there. VEEE, V with three E's, Twin V Power Cats, and that's looking pretty solid right there. And let's see what is that? I don't even know what I wrote. Hold on. Is that a J? Let me just type some stuff in here. JNVR. That's what it is. Janover. JNVR, and that one just split and got moving. It split on December 30th. It's crossed through. It was up the other day. JNVR. And yeah, 584 to 625. It closed at 593. Not looking bad. More flat than anything when it closed, but it could run up some more. It could run up into that 670 area. So I take a look at that. It looks like it has some room to move right there. JNVR. How about WAFU? That is a China education one, and that one is trying to set up. I think it's just going to be pulling back a hair. I know it ran up the other day, and it ran like a crazy one, 197 to 389 back on day after Christmas, the 26th. And again, I think it's just getting set back up there. So maybe this week it gets set back up, and that is that WAFU. And let's see what we're looking at with CNEY here, CN Energy, and that one does look good. CNEY, let's see. Yeah, it's in that channel, going to get moving. Let it get over that 39 cents and it's going to move. It got up to 38, 34 to 38. It closed at 35, and CNEY does look pretty good right there. I like it. And how about TWG, that Top Wealth Group? Let's see. I tried to talk to it to tell it to go up for Barbara. It did go up the other day for her on the 30th. And let's see. I think it just pulled back flat to get set back up. And it's just touching that 20 right there, TWG. So let's see. I'll look at it tomorrow, but it should stay above this 23 cent area and keep staying up there and trying to pop up. So we'll look at TWG and see if it wants to keep cruising. And let's take a look at what was next there. MOS it is. Good old MOS. Mosaic Company, and this was curling up and looking good. That bottom was down here, probably at 23.56. You're at 25.15 area and 25, and yeah, it is looking good. Just crossed through, and like I said, it's through to 20 there at 25, and your 50's up here at about 26. So it does look like it wants to get moving there. Just watch for any little pullback on MOS, but not looking bad at all. And NTR, Nutrient Ltd. This is getting set up and crossing through. Let me take a better look at this. 45.49 to 47.31. It's at 46.49, and like I said, it's getting cruising. Has to just stay up over 47, and it should. And that is looking pretty solid right there. NTR, that should continue up. AMSC, American Superconductor Corp. And this one looks good, actually. This one's running up. It was up over $3 the other day. AMSC, and yeah, it's hitting that resistance right there. Just about, what is that? Say it's even 29. This thing's at 28.75, so it should get right through that with no problem and get cruising. So that one's looking good. AMSC and LFMD. Let's see, LifeMD. Oh wow, that one looks real good too. Another one crossing through, looking solid right there. And that one went 526 to 583, and it's at 575. It may not run like crazy, but it does want to run up there, and that's LFMD, so keep an eye on that one. And OXSQ. Let's see, OXSQ. Oxford Square Capital Corp. This one just came out of the basement down here. Its low is down there at that 240 area. It's at about 257. OXSQ. And yeah, that one wants to run up to that 270 area. It's at 257. So just keep an eye on that. Oxford Square Capital Corp, OXSQ, and URGN, Eurogen Pharma. And this thing's getting set up. This one's crossing through and getting set up, guys. So keep your eye on this one. URGN. I like that one. It's going to run up to that 50 right there, like 1179. So that one's setting up there. And that's URGN. And how about BRBS? Let's see what BRBS is up to. Blue Ridge Bank Shares. And this thing's getting cruising. A lot of good ones crossing through and getting running right here. So this one is BRBS. And yeah, that one might be a runner for you guys in the morning. I'd keep an eye on that one. CSTL, let's see what that one looks like. CSTL, that one's crossing up and looking pretty decent right there. Let me see what it looks like here. Castle Bioscience, yeah, this one's going to be getting set up. It may get held down just because it has some resistance there at that 29, but it wants to get popping, guys. So I'd keep an eye on this Castle guy and see what it wants to do. CSTL, and it is looking good. SBGI Sinclair, and this thing's crawling through and looks like it wants to pop up with some momentum right there. So keep an eye on it. It has some resistance right here at 1846, and you're at about 1714. So keep an eye on that. Should try to run up some more. And CINT, let's see what that's doing. I looked at this because I didn't know if it was supposed to be SINT, but there was a CINT, Inc. And this thing was curling up and looking really good. So keep your eye on CINT. Let's see, it went 620 to 645. It closed at 620, so it basically opened and closed at the same spot. It curled through and it wasn't looking bad. We can look at SINT as well, because we were looking at this probably last week, and this one's rolling off the MACD and does look pretty good. So keep an eye on SINT as well. And I'll see if it does. It looks like it's trying to make that hard curl up, SINT. So I would keep an eye on that bad boy as well. That one could get cruising right there, and we'll keep an eye on that TMC. That's what I'm going to do now. I'll keep an eye on CINT and see what it wants to do. But TMC, the metals company, Let's see. This one was cruising other industrial metals and mining. Remember, we said they were. And here you go, 119 to 127. We were looking at it down here at 72 cents. So that one's cruising at that 126. And it should continue to try to run up in that top. It has that look like it's going to want to. So watch that for some momentum. And EVAX, let's see. This one's just down there hanging out at the bottom trying to set up in a good spot. I would imagine this one's going to get rolling real soon. EVAX. Yeah, I have to look at that tomorrow. I think that's going to get set up. It's in a really good spot right there and it wants to do something. So let me take a look at that. EVAX. And how about ALCE? What's she up to? ALCE, Alternus Clean Energy. It was trying to run up there on Thursday. Just some pullback right here on ALCE. And it did run up quite a bit, $1 to 253. And then it closed at 93. And then to Friday, 90 to 97 and closed at 90 where it opened. Has that weird look. I'll have to look at that, but it is trying to set back up in a good spot. So ALCE, I think, is going to try to get set back up. And there you go with them. I'll run through the rest of the rest of them are laptop travel. So let's just keep on crushing them. Here we go. AGRI. Is that Agri-Grow or something like that? What is it? Agri-Force growing system. That's it. That's getting curled up there. Good look on there. AGRI. Haven't looked at it in a little while, and I'm going to say that that's looking really good right there. ALZN. Let's look at that one. Oh, wow, that's looking good too. And I'm imagining these laptop travel runs are going to be looking good. ALZN. That one just had earnings and it's curling up really good, guys. So, yeah, keep your eye on that one as well. That's looking good. AXDX, let's see, AXDX. Accelerate Diagnostics. That one's already been running up there, AXDX, and it should keep the momentum into that channel up to 250 or 159. It's at 135. So keep your eye, AXDX. That should try to keep that momentum right there. And how about AXIL? Axle Brands, and this thing's about to pop off, guys. So keep an eye on this. Just a little bit flat there on Friday with some momentum, 386 to 398. It closed at 398. Yeah, it definitely looks like it's way better here. And I would say keep an eye on AXIL. Definitely looking good there. And BBLG, let's see. BBLG is that Biologics. Then we look at this bad boy at 111 in a great spot. I know he did, and it is looking good. Laptop Travel agrees too, so definitely keep your eye on it. It's on here twice, and it's looking good both times. I'm not gonna lie. BHIL, Benson Hill. This one's setting up. We were looking at it way down here too. That bottom was down here at like 175. BHIL. We watched this thing set up. I know that. And it is looking good. So keep your eye on Benson Hill, BHIL, looking good. And is it CELU? I thought this was Clue, but there is a CELU, and that is Cellularity or something. And it is looking pretty good, like it wants to start taking off. So keep an eye on this bad boy. It was up 10 cents, CELU, and it looks like it wants to run right there. And the one I thought it was talking about was CLEU, Clue, and that's China Liberal Education. And we were looking at it, it was up at the top, and it looks like it's curling back up. So at 20 and 50 are trying to meet back up on CLEU. So you can take a look at that one as well. I took a quick look at it when I was looking at CELU. That's how I knew it was setting up there. And I think it's PFLI, or is it DFLI? It was DFLI, that Dragonfly Energy Holdings. And this one was trying to curl back up. I saw that 20 was trying to curl it back up there on DFLI. So keep an eye on that. It should run up to that 388. It's at 320 something right there. So that's DFLI and DWTX. Let's see, Dogwood Therapeutics. And that one is trying to get cruising that MACD and rolling off the MACD. This one's probably going to be a good runner right here. It does look like it's trying to. It's at 261. Watch it try to get to that 312. It's rolling up and trying to get cruising. I'd keep an eye on that. FENG, and all these are setting up, to be honest with you. They all look decent or good. FENG, let's look at FENG. FENG, here we go, that Phoenix New Media. And this one's just a little bit flat. It crossed through. It's setting up. Has some resistance at that 260, 259 and 263 area. But it is going to get set up. It just might need a little more time right there for FENG and FLUX. Good old Flux. Let's see what the flux capacitor's doing. Flux power holdings. And this one's going to get some flux power right here. It's rolling right there. It was up FLUX and 168 to 183. It's at 180. And I'd expect it to try to run into the twos. So that flux is looking pretty decent right there. And GLBS is Globus Maritime. And we looked at this, it bottomed out down there at 106. This is running up, hitting some resistance, but it's looking pretty decent. GLBS, as it's running up, it has that resistance 142. You're at 132. It recently ran December 30th up to 161. And like I said, you're at 132, and it does look like it's trying to run up there. So keep an eye on GLBS and GSUN. That is Golden Sun Health Technology. And this thing's curling up, and then 20 and 50 are about to shoot it to the sun. So it looks really good. It had a little healthy pullback, it looks like, on Friday. Opened at 3, got down to 285 and closed at 292. But it does look really good on G-Sun. So keep an eye on that one. And then HUIZ, I believe it is. Let me see. HUIZ, yeah. This one was curling up really good off the MACD and curling. So keep an eye on this HUIZ. It's in that channel right there. Gets through that 347. It's going to get cruising. So keep an eye on that one. ICU. Let's see that one. That's an oldie, that one of our original poppers from the show. And it is looking good right here. ICU. Let's see if it's going to get rolling. It's at 210. Yeah, I'd say this is going to recoup out of the ICU right here. So let's keep an eye on this bad boy. ICU, I like it, laptop travel. That's going to get cruising relatively soon. INBS, let's see INBS. That one's curled up right there. INBS. Let's get a look at it. Oh, yeah, that one's trying to set up real good. It's got to get up over that 152. It's at 149, 148 area, and it just has a little more. And an INBS could really get cruising right there. So keep an eye on that one. LGVM, we looked at this a few times, I mean, and this one's getting curled up. I think I looked at this the other day. Its low is 159 back here on December 20th. We're at about, let me see, LGVN. We closed at 192, 176 to 193, and it closed at 192. It did look solid. Has that resistance there at 198, but I think you're getting through that this time. And that's LGVN looking good there. And how about LVLU? Lula's Fashion Lounge. We were looking at this the other day. I think it was been on Laptop Travel's list. Has some weird looks right there on that support line. And I'm going to say this thing's getting set up to do something. So keep your eye on this bad boy. I'm going to look at it tomorrow just to see what the heck it's up to, because it has a weird look right there. And I think it's MEIP. It is MEIP. MEI Pharma. This thing was curling up and running right there. MEIP. And it should run up to that 279. You're at 268, and it has some good momentum right there, so I don't see why it wouldn't try to continue. So we'll keep an eye on that one as well, MEIP, but that doesn't look too bad right there. And MTVA, oh, isn't it like what was that? MTVA, yeah. Metavia, that's right, MTVA, and this is getting to be in the right spot right here. I remember looking at this on Thursday, and what did it do Friday? 206 to 218. It closed at 217, and on Thursday it had closed at 211. So we're up, and we look like we're going to try to continue to move up right here. It just has that weird look, but it has to just bounce back up and get into that 236 area. It's going to be really good. So MTVA, we'll see how that opens up tomorrow. And let's look at NAII, Natural Alternatives International. This one was curling up. It looked like it was going to try to curl off that MACD as well. NAII. So keep an eye on this one, maybe two of them, like NAII, because it's looking good. I think we did NCNA already. That is that new Canna. We did do that one already. I don't know what I said. I'll look at it real quick. Let me type it in. NCNA. And that one is trying to crawl back up. Yeah, it's just in that channel right there, and it's rolling off the MACD, looking good. NLSP. NLSP. Here we go. NLS Pharmaceuticals. And this one is not in a bad spot, just a little flat there from Friday. Let me see if I can get a better look in the after hours. Yeah, just a little flat with it through 210 to 222. It closed at 219. Not bad right there. And it just looks pretty decent. It's just on that 20. And like I said, just a little bit flat, but it should be fine. NLSP and NUWE. Here you go. NUWE. And that one's setting up to be in a really good spot. We're definitely going to want to keep our eye on that. I know we were looking at it last week or 2 weeks ago or sometime. It ran up on January 2nd on Thursday, 112 to 135. Friday went 120 to 121. It pulled back to 116, and it is getting set up there. So let's keep our eye on that NUWE. And there you go with our laptop travel ones. And boom, that was a whole lot of stock tickers right there. And we'll just keep on cruising. I'm just going to jump right into crypto real quick, take a look at that, and then we'll get into the messages and some big caps. So let me take a quick look at crypto, and we'll keep on cruising. Let me grab the app real fast, and here we go. And crypto is up. Bitcoin's back to 99,000, looking beautiful. And like I said, that's why I grabbed some of the MicroStrategy options. I'm just curious how much they go up because they aren't cheap at all. And I knew it was going to be popping, and you know it's going to run like $40 to $80. So I can't wait to see what them options do. But anyway, let's look at Bitcoin here and see what this is up to. Yeah, it's just right back up. What did I say? They moved it to the 50 and 200, back up onto the 50, and it looks great actually. So there you go. Ethereum's at 3,668. Let's take a look at it. Let's see. Let's see what it's doing. That's over to 50, looking good right there. And let's see what Ripple's up to. That's at 241 right now. And that one looking good too. Yeah, the 50's just coming up to it. And I think it's just going to make a base right here and continue to run up. So I think Ripple looks good right there at 241. Solana's at 216. And this one was looking really good. And it is jumping back up. It's just underneath of that 50 and it's curling down, but making a base. I would assume that it's going to try to run up right there. So we'll definitely keep our eye on Solana like all the other ones. And let's see right here what's going on. Let's see. Dogecoin's at 38 and a half, so that was at like 31 cents the other day. And that one jumped right up onto that 50, and it's going to get cruising, guys. So you're about to see the next wave of crypto get cruising. And Sheeb, let's look at it here. It is. It's just under that 50, and it's going to get up there. It's making that base, so that's looking good. Let's look at Bonk and see what Bonk's doing real quick. BONK. And let's see. Bonk is down a little bit right there, but let's see. Yeah, Bonk is kind of just a little bit of pullback. It's already crossed through. It could just be a little pullback right here. So I'll watch Bonk and see what it does in the morning there. And WIF, let's look at that one real quick. And that's at 210. And what's it doing right here? That one's trying to get up to the 200, and the 50 is coming down for it. So it's just sitting right there. It looks like it's making a base. Let's look at that FLOKI and see what that's doing. That's just down a hair, but it is trying to that it's just under the 50 right there. That's curling down, so making a base. So I'd say crypto's looking pretty damn good overall. Bitcoin's looking solid right there. So there you go with that. And let's see, man, and we'll look at a bunch of them bad boys real quick. Um, let's see right here. MicroStrategy looking great. Oh my goodness, is it really up that much? Holy cow! Oh wait, was that's from the other day? Overnight, it is up $9.34. So there you go. Like I said, I picked them up on Friday. I said that thing's definitely popping from there, and boom, that one's going to be in. I'll tell you what it's worth because I grabbed a couple of them, but I bought a single one just to see what it was going to be, and I was just curious, like, what is one of these options going to be worth? And like I said, it wasn't cheap. I know it was definitely over $2,000. I think might have been more than that. Could be three. I don't even remember. I have it written down. I'll have to look. I'll let you know. But it wasn't cheap, but I'm sure it's going to pay off pretty well. So there you go with that. And let's go through the messages. Mana, let's look at it. That's a good one right there. Hold on, Mana USD. I'll look at it on my charts right here. MANA USD right here. And that is Decentraland. And that one's curling up looking good. It's at 56 cents and it's about to get over that 57 area and try to get moving. So yeah, Mana's looking good right there. Early retirement. I like it. And like I said, most of the crypto is looking good. TVGN, let's see what that's doing right here. TVGN, I'll run through the messages. We'll see what's going on. This thing's curling up really nice. What is this? Tevogen Bio Holdings. Take a look at this guys. TVGN, this is about to run up. It's at 113. It's going to get up into the 140s, I can tell you that. And it's looking pretty good. Has all kinds of stuff going on here, so that looks pretty solid right there. Early retirement, I like that one. Um, if Bitcoin holds, MicroStrategy's calls will pop tomorrow, up almost $10. There you go in the overnight trading. Thank you, Luis Rodriguez. I kind of assumed that was what was going to happen because Bitcoin started to look good. They all look kind of bottom, and I thought we were going for round two here. So I think we're in this bull market, and again, we're only a couple weeks away from Trump taking office. And like I explained on the other show the other day. Um, what I think happened is obviously, I was saying for about 3 months that it was going to be the biggest landslide, and I think the charts. I told you guys they had already started to transition over into a Trump win, like about 2 or 3 weeks before it even happened. I was saying it on the show. You guys know I was saying it, and I think what happened was. It just knew that he was going to win, obviously. It was a landslide. It wasn't even close. It was never going to be close. And so these charts started to set up a little bit early. And then remember I was talking about how the election went down, and I think the charts wanted to wait an extra day. They thought something was going to happen, and all of a sudden they just popped because he took the election that night, and they didn't look like they were ready for it. So they did pop up, and then they went crazy. They went nutty. And and then obviously the dust has to settle a little bit when you run up like that. So they got to top out. And then they had this little pullback period, which was a perfect timing for him to come in. Now everything's getting set back up for the next 2 weeks, and he's going to take office, and boom, this thing's going to be popping, crypto, everything. And this is what I was talking about. You're going to see a little pullback. Now we're going to have a nice run probably for about 2, 3 months, maybe April-ish, it looks like, and then we're going to see that pullback happen. I promise you, we're going to see pullback, and again, we're going to play the market accordingly and just crush it every which way. But right now, we're about to hit this bull run, and it's going to get wild. So you're going to see some crazy ones getting popping like we have been, and it's just going to continue. So might as well take advantage of it. Why it's lasting, and it's lasting for a while right now. I mean, we've been running these up pretty heavily and crushing option calls, penny stocks, and everything in between. And now it's time to get it heavy into the crypto because that's going to really start moving again. So here you go. Let me go through the messages and see what else is going on here. So yeah, MicroStrategy up. I love it. How about Litecoin? You like Litecoin? Naomi likes Litecoin LTC. That's a good one. It was running like crazy before it obviously pulled back, but it's at 115. It didn't even really pull back because it was down here, what, right up New Year's Eve. It was in the 90s, and now you're at 115 and looking pretty good. It's just kind of flat and about to go back up, it looks like. So that Litecoin's been pretty solid, I must say, and it's been a good one right there. What else is going on here? Market's looking great. KULR, let's look at two of these small cap game changer right here. KULR, we were looking at this bad boy last week, KULR Technology Group. And you know what? It could be bouncing back up off that MACD. It did run up quite a bit right there, got into the top. I could see it roll off that MACD, start doing that tomorrow. We can take a look at that one tomorrow. An hour, hour loop. Let's see what their loop is. It looks like it's trying to curl back up. It just pulled back. It obviously ran up pretty good right here on December 24th. We were not looking at hour. We were off at this hour, but it did run up 152 to 690. It's at 257. It's going to come back down. It does look like it's trying to set back up in that low. Could be 225. It's at 257 now. We'll look for it to try to curl back up again off that MACD and try to run up into the top. And that's It's a internet retail company, and it was way down here like the dollar land, and now it's in the twos. So definitely a decent jump up, but it does look like it's trying to set back up. We'll just confirm that one right there. And let's see. Let me see. I think that's a couple OTCs. Let me take a look real quick. VNTH. Let me just take a look at it. VNTH. It is an OTC one. This one's a crazy one. It doesn't even. I have no idea. I really couldn't tell you what this is going to do. It looks like a wild chart to me, but I have no idea. This is sometimes why I don't do the OTCs because you just find these charts that are just like, what is this thing even doing? It literally just says it's at zero and it just runs around all the time. So it's clearly under a penny, but it usually would tell me. And then it says it's up like 50% or something. I have no idea, to be honest with you. I wish I could tell you. AITX, let me check that one and see if it's any better here. AITX is a little bit better, I think. Let me see. It is a artificial intelligence tech soul, and this one did run up. Didn't we look at this the other day? It went from like 0.003 to 0.004, and that's where it's at. And again, it's just a crazy look. The OTCs just I don't get the best look on the charts for them, so I can't really tell you yes or no on them. Sorry, I wish I could tell you better on that. But there you go with them. And we did that XTIA and NIVH. Let's see. RVPH. What's that one? We've done that before. Reviva Pharmaceuticals. That one was in the top. It's trying to set up. Let me see what it did here. RVPH. Interesting, honestly. Looks like it's trying to pop up off the 20 and then try to curl back up and at the same time pull itself back. I'd have to look at this in the morning. Remind me, I'll look at that in the morning. That's an interesting look right there. For that one, let me see what else is going on here. Q with three M's. Let me see what that's doing. QMMM. QMMM Holdings. This one had run up. It's just trying to set up. Let me see what it's doing here. Yeah, it ran up there on New Year's Eve. 172. That's another one I'd have to get a better look at probably tomorrow. I can't really tell. It looks like it's trying to set up. I just can't tell if it wants to pull back there. Let's see, let's see, let's see. Oh yeah, the Prime Minister, what is his name from Canada? He's gonna step down. Trudeau, Justin Trudeau, whatever his name is. He's supposed to step down this week. I wonder how much that has to do with Trump getting in the next few weeks because that's hilarious, to be honest with you. It's almost comical what goes on anymore. How corrupt is everything and everything? Like everything is just so corrupt, and now all of a sudden Trump's coming in and everyone's running for the hills. I mean, it's amazing. It's so great to watch, and yeah, that it's just crazy what was going on in this country, to be honest with you. I'm so glad that it should get back to somewhat kind of normal human life. And that should be kind of exciting, whether you like Trump or not. Regardless, like I said, I don't care about anyone's political views, but you should be just excited that our country should try to run like a country again. No one's been running it for 4 years, and I've been pointing that out. I pointed it out 3.5 years ago, so it's nothing new. And they just proved it. They basically told us too that no one's run the country. My whole thing is who has been running the country because they had to okay. Remember we shot them missiles into Russia from Ukraine when Biden was walking around what the Amazon or whatever. Who okayed that? And then who just gave these presidential awards out to George Soros and Hillary Clinton? Who gave them out? Like, who's running this country? That's what we need to know right now. So let's try to figure that out why this the last 2 weeks of his office is, because he's definitely not running it. That's for damn sure. And he has never been running it. And so yeah, it's just interesting to know who has been behind the scenes running and pulling these, pulling all the strings and making the puppet Biden do what he had to do and has been doing. So it's definitely interesting because you know damn straight he has not been making any of these decisions. He isn't even coherent enough to be making decisions like this. So anyway, enough of that, but just interesting and and yeah, we were talking about Trudeau and him stepping down, so that is interesting as well. And let's see what else is going on. AGRI definitely one to watch. That JNVR here, I'll pop out these because laptop travel, I didn't even notice he was throwing up, I think, the charts right here. So I will post them bad boys out. That ASST was a good assist right there. Boom, boom. Let's see what else is going on. GDHG, we'll check that one out right now. That one's usually a pretty good one. It was just running, wasn't it, the other day? And it's up in the top. This one might be a little momentum play in the morning. GDHG, that's that one, China one that we've looked at a ton of times. So this one could possibly run a little bit in the morning right there. Let's see what else. The Yang and CELH. Norbert, you got it. We'll do the Yin and the Yang. They've been tough lately, to be honest. But we'll take a look at them. The Yin is up, it looks like. And the yin is trying to get in a better spot, and it looks like it's trying to curl back up. Like I said, these two have been tough, and the yang it looks like it wants to pull back, but go. I'm telling you, they are both difficult. They've been very difficult lately, the yin and the yang. They're just kind of jumping around. It looks like it wants to go up. I have a feeling it's going to pull back, then go back up. They're just going to be jumping back and forth. I wouldn't mess with them right now. When I first started messing with the options, one of the first ones were these, and they were pretty clear cut. You could tell exactly what they were doing. That yang was going up. And it didn't last very long, but you could definitely tell. And CELH is a good one, though. I think this is going to be a popper, guy. So this should have been on the list for sure. CELH, it is looking really good right there. So keep an eye on that one and add that bad boy to your list because that is looking good. And let's see what else is happening. AKAN. Let's see AKAN right here. That's looking pretty decent right there. Let me see over here, AKAN. Um, yeah, that one's trying to get set up. I would have to say maybe a little bit of pullback there. Would it do 165 to 178, and it closed at 167. So yeah, it looks pretty solid. The 20 looks like it's going to curl up, try to get the 50 right there. So not looking bad. And POAI uses predictive AI modeling to develop treatments for cancer. So there you go. They have rumors that they might be bought out. We did look at it. POAI. I don't remember what I said. Oh yeah, that was shot. I said watch this for a momentum play in the morning. It's up in the top right there, and that's where they like to run for sure. And that GCT, there you go about that. Would expect it to run. That was looking pretty good right there. IBM to the list of large stocks. Somebody likes IBM. Let's see what IBM is up to. That might be an interesting one to add. We can do that. IBM. I'll write that down, and that is getting set up. I'd say you're on the money with that one, IBM. I like it. There you go. What it do? 220 to 223. It's at 222.97 and looking pretty damn good. It is setting up too, so I like that. Good call right there, MS. I like that one. CLRO, that was up. OCGN, you got it, Tessering. That one's looking good. We started talking about it last week and it ran up on Friday. I know that. What it do? 97 to 103. And we were just looking at it. I remember it came down into like 69 cents, 70-cent area not a couple days ago. And maybe a week or two ago. Let's just take a better look and see. It is up over to 50 and it had that little pullback look. If anything, it pulls back to set up. It's over the channel and the 20 is going to curl back up. I think it's probably going to try to set up this week where that 20 tries to come back up and hit that 50 and pop it up. I'll take a look at it in the morning and we'll see what it wants to do, OCGN. But I think it is going to try to run up a little bit more and try to get up to that top area. And there you go with that. There's that STIA. Yeah, that one looked a little crazy. J.VINC. Let's see. There's a couple here. Let's look at them. VINC. Let's see. VINC. That one ran up. Oh, yeah, that one did run up the other day, last week, obviously. What day was that? December 27th. It went 19 to 49. And right now it's sitting on the 20. It could be trying to curl up right there and then roll off the MACD and not even come back down. So I could see that trying to curl back up right there for VINC. We can take a better look at that in the morning just to make sure. EFSH, this one was trying to set up, had a crazy look on Friday as well. I know I was looking at this bad boy and it was looking weird. What did it do? 28 to 30, came back down to 24 and closed at 27. So it did close down a penny, but it does have a crazy look. I would take a look at this EFSH this week and see what it wants to do. I'll keep an eye on that one. And IVVD. This one looks good though. That one's curling up right there and looks pretty solid for a little run up tomorrow. It was 48 to 58. It closed at that 58. I'd say you have a momentum play on that one. So good eye on IVVD. And GXAI is spiking up again, and NVIDIA AI confidence is coming up. Maybe worth to put on the watch list. Yeah, NVIDIA, we knew NVIDIA was about to pop, and I guess they're out in the CES, and they're going to be talking in a few days. I mean, I think it's going to run up in the top. Didn't someone put like over $1 million in options on it today? I didn't even know you could buy options on a Sunday. Can you buy options on a Sunday now, laptop travel? Because that would be pretty wild if you can do that. I was thinking about that earlier. And yeah, the GOVX, we got all that. MEGL, let's see, let me try to make sure I found everybody's messages here. MEGL, that Magic Empire Global, looks like that might have some magic on its under its wing right here. 51 to 89 and it's closing at 87. So yeah, I would look at this tomorrow as a momentum play. It looks like it wants to keep it. So yeah, that might have some more magic in its empire for tomorrow morning right there. Stock exchanger, that is not looking bad. So keep an eye on that one. Sezzle does not have options available for trading because it's considered a relatively small company with low trading volume, making it not financially viable for options exchanges to list option contracts for the stock. But yeah, that could change hopefully. Like I said, Sezzle, it thinks I wish it had options. It's at $278. It went up $5 and the thing wants to get fly. It's gonna fly, I'm telling you, the thing's gonna get cruising. Um, And there we go. We did the overnight. AMD was up overnight. Luis Rodriguez. I know we looked at a lot of these RGTI. We looked at these messages in the beginning. I just wanted to make sure I didn't miss anything. ZOM, good old Zom. I remember this one was a. I remember hitting this one from like, what was it at? I'll have to go back and look on my stock puts. But this thing was maybe at like, I want to say like 5, 6 cents. It ran up to like $2, $3. I'll have to look. This was a big shot. This was a big hit too, way back when. But anyway, this is up at the top. I would look at this bad boy and see if it wants to run some more in the morning. Went 14 to 16. It's at 15, and it could run up there in the morning. I don't know how much it's going to run, but it could run a little bit right there. So that could be a momentum play. How about UOKA? That was looking pretty solid. Um, I know it was getting set up there. It was just sitting right there on the 50, curling up, pulled back a little bit, and the 20 is trying to come up to it. So I think you're going to have a little setup. 26, that was its high. That's where it opened up, and it came down to 22, and that's where it closed. So just look for it to come down a little bit more. We'll see if it wants to hit that 20 and bounce. I know this one's been talked about online, but it does look like that 20 is coming up to hit it, and it looks like it's trying to curl up as well off the MACD. So that one we'll keep an eye on in the morning. AEHL, this one was getting set up the other day. Let's see. And it's in that channel right there. Nothing crazy, but it is just in that channel. AEHL. So 24 to 25, its low is 23. It opened and closed at 24. It can get up to that 26, and it could even come down to 21. It's in that channel, antelope, but then once it gets set up, probably this week, it'll run off like an antelope. So there you go for that bad boy. Thank you. I will definitely enjoy a snow day tomorrow. I promise you that. I definitely enjoy the snow. I love, I think I said before, my favorite thing's snowboarding, but I can't obviously go out anymore after a brain injury. So, I don't know, maybe in another year or so, maybe I'll give it a shot. But, and I'll probably just throw skis on and take my little guy down some bunny trails and teach him how to ski. I ski too. I love them both. I was snowboarding a lot more. I just go right up to like the bowls and the tree runs and things like that. So it will be if I ever do it again, it'll definitely be a lot different for me because I was pretty intense and I loved it. I'd go first chairlift to last chairlift all the time. I'd rent a condo out in Colorado on the mountain by myself for a week. So it's my favorite thing, and yeah, I hope to do it again. And like I said, I won't even care if I have to do the like small little bunny trails or whatever, just to be out on a mountain again and just to enjoy it would be a great thing. But obviously, I can't do it just yet with my brain injury. So that's one of the things I do miss, not being able to go snowboard, especially right now. We're getting smacked up on the East Coast. Could have took a nice trip up to Killington, did my show right on the mountain, and just hung out. So I definitely miss that, but it's all good. Like I say, I'm just blessed to be alive, so I won't be upset about it. But yeah, that's I definitely love the snow, and I'll take my little guy sledding, and we'll all go out sledding and have a good time. So it'll be fun. Snow's always fun, and it was cutting out there. Hopefully that did get better. Like I said, I had the mic stand down. I didn't realize it dropped down. So hopefully that was all better. And because everybody said it was cutting out. Let me see. We did the BBAI. We did that one. That was that big bear one, and that one is trying to curl back up. I think that's trying to run back up. Remember, we looked at this one, the 150s way down here, and it's at 450 something right now. So BBAI, that big bear, and like I said, it is trying to curl back up there and off the MACD, so not looking bad. Let's see. And everybody was saying that it was cutting out, so I'm glad you guys did tell me because I had no idea. I was just kind of cruising through the show and had no idea that the mic stand thing was down. I put the phone on a stand thing, and like I said, it just kind of fell down there. And I definitely have to. I think I'm gonna have to take my phone to the Apple store because it won't even charge. I put the port must get like all dirty or whatever. I don't know what the hell happens, but anyway, that's neither anything important. Missed the beginning when I said on SFHG. Let's look at it because I forget what I even said. Oh, Sam Fine, that dude looks fine. He's gonna cross through. He should cross through tomorrow. SFHG. And look pretty good, to be honest with you. Just make sure it crosses through, but it should have it. 146 to 208 and closed at 188. It was looking pretty solid to me. So there you go with that one. And the Lions, oh yeah, I had the game on, but yeah, the Lions going to take the NFC. I meant to update that when it comes back from commercial. I didn't realize it is 11, so I'll let you know. What do? We did the crypto, we did everything. We'll do the Mag 7. I'll do the big caps tomorrow. It don't really matter anyway. They're not going to do anything much in the pre-market tomorrow morning except show us if they're green. I'll be on at 7, so we can rock and roll through them. And like I said, I can stay on longer and do a few extra, so it doesn't really matter there. So let me go ahead, hit the SPY and them guys and our Mag 7 just to see. The SPY was up that $7, bouncing back up, looking pretty good. And it looks like everything's up in the after or in the overnight, so it looks like we should be pretty solid for tomorrow. And let's look at Apple. This one was pulling back. I think it's going to try to bottom or at least base out at this point. And maybe it comes down to that 50 to 50 and the hard support line are right there at like 238, 237. And it's at 243. So maybe it takes a little more of a dip. And then it'll start bouncing back up there. And let's look at Amazon, AMZN. That one was up 397, down a little bit in the after hours, nothing crazy, like 5 cents. AMZN, I can't even type now. And here we go. Yeah, it's starting to crawl up. It was hitting that 20 right there at that 225, right? 225.36. It should get through that tomorrow and then get turned back around and start crawling up. Detroit is beating Minnesota 24 to 9. And it is in the fourth quarter. So yeah, you're right about that. And so yeah, there you go. And there's Amazon looking good. Let's see, Google up 250, and another one. It was they all crossed down, coming down, but now they're starting to curl up on the RSI. They're above the 20, so they should start to crawl back up. And if they cross through going up on the MACD, you know they're going to be running. So Meta was up 539. And like I keep telling you, the Zuck's got something going on. I don't know what's happening here, but this thing is mighty, mighty bullish, and it looks good. So Meta's good. And Microsoft was moving back up. And remember, we called this one perfectly. I actually said let it come down to that 417. It came down to 414, which was even better. And now it's in the 420s. And we said it was going to be bouncing off that bottom. It did exactly that. So there you go from Microsoft. That was a beauty. And NVIDIA, I tell you, everyone asked later, what was the best looking one? There you go. NVIDIA up $6. Thing's going to be cruising. It should be at 150 tomorrow. It should be over that. They're going to be talking at the CES, and apparently something's crazy going on with their AI. And you could just tell on the charts it was looking great. So there you go. At NVIDIA, I told you guys I was loading up on them, and I did on the options. And Tesla was up $31 on Friday, and that's probably going to get crawled back up. You know, Elon isn't going to be down very much. So it gets back up over that 424 area and it's going to get cruising. So it's at what, 410, 412, and should start to curl back up right there. And we'll look at AMC and GameStop and then AMC getting curled up, about to hit that line this week. So that one should be interesting and should curl through. GameStop is curling back up. It should roll right off that MACD. It was hitting it hard, and I think it's coming right off and cruising. And Chewy, CHWI, was looking really good last week. I know that. Let's see what this is up to. It was up over $2, and I'm telling you, this thing's setting up, and I got some options on that bad boy, and I know they were up on there, so that's curling up. And again, we'll take a look at everything else in the morning. Really doesn't matter if we look at it now or not. Intel. Most of these are all set up. We kind of know what's going on, and they're going to basically be changed over to what we want to see tomorrow morning. So we'll definitely go through the SPY, the big caps, and the Mag 7, all them tomorrow morning. We can even hit some of the ETFs and some stuff like that. And like I said, anything you guys want to see, I'll be around, and it'll be a nice snow day, so I don't have to rush off. They already closed all the schools and everybody's off, so we're good to go there. So I'm not that concerned about that. And let's see, did I catch everything? Can we take a look at Lucid? Of course we can. Laptop travel, LCID. Let's look at it. Oh, that's looking good, huh? Yeah, it is. LCID, I mean, we were super early on this bad boy. You guys know we were down in like the twos probably. And that $2 is at 329. And it is. It's going to roll right off that MACD, get back into the top, and keep on going. It opened at 304. It got up to 337. It closed at 330. And I'd say Lucid looks good right there. So there you go, laptop travel. I think that's still looking solid. To continue to run up. And like I said, I think it's probably going to get back into the top and really run. So there you go. And let's see, I think we got everything. Let me just run over. I'll run and see what's happening on StockTwits. I know I'll look at that list, laptop travel, and I'll jot it down so that we can go through it tomorrow morning. That'll be perfect. And let me just tell you what's trending. CRNC, what's that? CRNC is Cerence. I don't know. It's way up there. You're going to want to take a look at this in the morning because that could be a big momentum play. That Litecoin is up. ASM coin's up. Spell. KRL, that's a coin that's up. Nvidia is up. What is it up right now? Just says 52 cents in the overnight is all it says on here. That doesn't mean it's not up more. Sophie is up. Remember, I told you guys, don't mess with that PLTR or Sophie. They could easily hit the 20s and get changed on you. They PLTR hit the 20 and bounced up. Sophie hit the 50 and bounced up. So you don't want to mess with them. How about Applied? We went through FET. I've talked about that coin. That's up. And RHHBY, I have no idea what that even is. It sounds like it's an OTC, and it might even be a coin. I don't see anything on here. RHHBY, it is an OTC. I'm surprised there's an OTC on here. But if you do like OTCs, this one's at $35, and it actually looks good. I can kind of tell. It gets up over that 35.38. It's at 35.18, and it can move. So you OTCers, there you go. I'm surprised to see an OTC trending on there, but hey, it does look decent, and it can get moving. So there you go. And boom, I would say that's a good market review. I'm honestly impressed. How about Tesla? Tesla should get moving. Like I said, Elon's not going to be down very much. And it was up $31, and it should just get cruising. The 20s there are 422, and it should just get bumping right off of there. I'd imagine that they're even, like I said, Tesla is curled down. Was it Google is curled down? And I'm talking the MACDs are crossed through coming down. Google is. There's a few of them that are. Amazon. And these things are going to start curling back up and then get crossed back up through the MACDs. And then you're going to see them really bullish. So they can jump around a little bit for this week. But I think tomorrow is going to be super bullish. And then they could keep that momentum and just keep running. And like I said, they look like they want to cross up and make hard curls and get cruising. So there you go. And betting a couple of WKHS. Let's see what that looks like. Workhorse. WKHS Workhorse Group it is. And it is, oh, I'd be betting a couple bucks on that too. I don't blame you. WKHS. I'm familiar with it. And it did run 75 to 90, closed at that 90. It wants to cross through. It's hitting that resistance at that 20. Your next spot is 95. It gets through that 50 right there at 95 cents, and you're cruising right there, MS. So there you go. And it is looking pretty solid, Workhorse. So I'd say it should get moving for you, and we'll keep an eye on it there for you. So there you go. And I think we got everything. And I'm honestly impressed that we went through that whole list, minus the big caps, and obviously we could cruise through them real quick, but we're just going to do them in the morning anyway, so it doesn't really matter. And yeah, I don't know how many we just did, but I can't believe we just did that many. And it's only 10 after 11. So there you go, everybody. Thanks for hanging out. I greatly appreciate it. I really didn't think we'd get through that whole list, and we sure did, and I even talked a little bit. Like I said, we'll do them big caps. We did the Mag 7 and the meme ones. We'll knock out the rest, all them semiconductors and all them bad boys. We'll hit them tomorrow morning with no problem. And anything else you guys want to see in the morning, just let me know. I'll be on at 7 a.m. and getting ready for the week because it should be a good one. So there you go, everyone. Thanks for tuning in and hanging out. Laptop Travel, thanks for everything. Winter Mute, Louis Rodriguez, East Coast Beach Girl, RD, Jennifer Lee, Nasser, and Lions, Bong Prichan, Sherry, Eagle AI, and so many people. There's early retirement, MS Sinai, Stock Tradesman 100, I think it said, and keep trying. Holy cow, F Sheeple, Buddy, Jay Kratz, Anise, Ticker, Trayman, and Monkey Ninja Pig. I always crack up. Tony Troop, Tesserine, Sean, Alicia, so many other people. I greatly appreciate everybody hanging out as always. And thank you very much again. 7 a.m. tomorrow morning. I believe I'll be doing another show at 2 p.m. with the Wolf Financial guys about small caps. So we'll be going over some more of them. And I'll keep you posted tomorrow about that show. But yeah, 7 a.m. pre-market, we'll be going through it. We'll knock out our Jolie's jumpers or our laptop lowdowns. We'll knock out our big caps and everything else. We'll see what everything's happening, crypto, and what you guys want to look at. So there you go, everybody. And I'm going to get everything edited up and posted so you guys can see the new studio. It's pretty much done. I'm getting a neon sign made up, so I just have to get that done. I already got the guy to do it for me. He does all the big signs around here, like all the casinos and stuff. So I'm pretty stoked that he's even going to do it for me. And I talked to him yesterday. Actually, he's following along on Twitter. He might even be listening. So what's happening? And there you go. So thank you, everybody, for hanging out. And I will catch you guys at 7 a.m. So have a good night, everybody. And I will see you guys in the morning. Good night.